when we published the Realme 10 unboxing video, one of the first few comments that we received was that they were so excited and they can't wait to see our full review. And that got me to thinking about my own expectations when I heard that Realme was coming out with a successor to the Realme 9. Back then, I thought it was a good opportunity for Realme to bring new excitement to the numbered series. I mean, imagine Realme 10 could have been Realme X. But perhaps those expectations were just too high because Realme 10 is here, and I gotta tell you guys, it doesn't look much different from the Realme 9. Now, for you to understand and appreciate what I'm talking about, I suggest that you pause this video and take a look at the specifications of the Realme 8, 9, and 10. Compare the three. Take a look at what changed from one generation to the other. Okay? Go. On paper, like I said, it looks very similar. Same 6.4-inch Super AMOLED screen, same operating system Android 12 with Realme UI 3.0, same battery capacity 5000 milliamp hours, charges at 33 watts. Now for the things that changed. Of course, the aesthetic, as you can see, it now sports this flat, edgy design that has been the trend in 2022, and you are going to see this in a lot of phones that come out this year, most notably the iPhone 14. Internally, it now sports a much faster chipset, which is the MediaTek Helio G99. It's still a 4G chipset, so it sounds like Realme is preparing to launch a 5G version of the Realme 10, so that may be part of Realme's strategy in order to maximize their potential in the market. But then there's the very notable removal of the under-display fingerprint scanner, which is something that we've had since the Realme 8. So for some of you, it might feel like a downgrade since we went from side-mounted to under-display for 2 generations, and now we're back to the side-mounted fingerprint scanner. I personally am not a huge fan of the under-display fingerprint scanner. I prefer the side-mounted implementation because for me, it is so much faster and much easier and more intuitive to unlock a phone using the side button. The question that we're supposed to be asking is, where did the savings go? If this product is going to end up in the same price range as its predecessor, then I expect that there will be an upgrade somewhere else. Now, the biggest downgrade is obviously the camera. So we went from a triple rear camera system on the Realme 9 with 3 usable cameras, a wide angle lens, a ultra wide, and a macro lens. And by the way, the main sensor is a 108 megapixel camera to a single usable 50 megapixel lens. Now, I personally utilize at least 2 sensors on my smartphone all the time, and this could be the wide and the ultra wide, or the wide and the telephoto or the zoom lens. So losing that flexibility just restricts my creativity, and I am not very happy about that. So going back to my statement earlier about the savings that we are getting from removal of the under-display fingerprint scanner, now we have a very significant savings in removing 2 usable cameras. So where did those savings go? There's only one scenario where I wouldn't mind losing 2 additional lenses, and that is if we get a very strong main sensor, such as the sensor that you'd find on the Realme 9 Pro Plus. It was one of the more impressive camera sensors that we've seen on a Realme phone, simply because of the superior image quality that it produces, in addition to OIS, or hardware optical image stabilization, which this phone doesn't have.
Very good fit. It's just right. Let's see if there's a way to remove this quickly. Okay, some gloves they have like hooks on the palm, in between the fingers, that would allow you to pull the gloves more quickly. I have it.
If we're cutting corners and we're not really giving the main camera a big boost, then perhaps the chipset could have been one avenue for us to see those savings go. And unfortunately, the Realme 10 only runs on the MediaTek Helio G99. Although it is a good chipset, it is still based on the 6 nanometer process and it doesn't have 5G. So the only thing that really makes sense is to price the Realme 9 very, very competitively in order for it to sell and appeal to that market of people who are looking for upgrade in terms of performance and would be happy with a 4G phone. In a sense, it is a incremental upgrade, and right now it's really feeling like a major change in direction for the Realme numbered series. When Realme first arrived in the Philippines, they came out with a very disruptive phone, the Realme 6, which offered tremendous value for money. It looks like the strategy right now is to simply appeal to the mass market or wider market and to upsell. Looking at the success of the Realme 9 Pro Plus, you can't help but feel that Realme is going to try to replicate that with the Realme 10. So perhaps those of you who are looking for a more substantial upgrade are going to have to hold out for a bit longer and wait for the Realme 10 5G or Realme 10 Pro or Realme 10 Pro Plus, because that is where the real value is going to be. So I'm just going to end this video by saying that Realme has had a really good run in the Philippines. They were able to rise to the top in such a very short period of time. In fact, they were at the number one spot at the beginning of the year, but it takes a lot of energy and effort and resources in order to maintain that spot. And especially in a very competitive market like the Philippines, where a lot of brands are trying to grab a larger piece of the pie, Realme is really going to have to step up or think of a new strategy in order to stay at the top. And perhaps this is their strategy at work, trying to capture a wider audience or a bigger market, while the higher variants of the number series appealing to those who are more tech savvy or those who need something more. So, do you guys have any question about the Realme 10? Just drop them in the comment section below. We'll be happy to get back to you, and we're always open to reading your comments, and tell me if you agree or disagree with this sentiment. We can have a healthy discussion in the comment section. Once again, this is Squid, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Paalam.